We are live, NBA Rundown time. I'm your host, Spread Astaire, joined by my guy, Tyler Hicks. And Tyler, a pretty boring blowout in Phoenix last night. Oh, wait. Do you remember me messaging you going, oh, I knew Phoenix was going to blow them out. Why didn't we bet Phoenix? What did you think of that game last night? Phoenix blows a 20-point lead. KD, he's having some serious stamina issues. He can't do this on his own. Those guys got to get back quick. Beal could be a while. Booker, limited timetable for return. What did you think of that game? Fun story. A lot going on. Those teams will rematch on Thursday night. Your takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely ran out of gas. That zone gave them a lot of problems in the fourth quarter. You've seen it. They basically tried to do what any other team would do. It's like, let's force Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen, and all these other guys to be the reasons why we lose this game. They were hot in the beginning. They cooled off in the end, and KD couldn't just take over and win that game. That last play of the game, I know everyone's like, oh, he got hacked. I mean, he did get a little scratch across the face from Trey Jones, but Keldon Johnson took the ball out of his hands like taking candy from a baby. I mean, some kids trick-or-treating didn't get candy as easy as Keldon Johnson stole that ball for KD last night. So he took it, he laid it in. We cashed all those PPDs we talked about, betting instead of just betting the Spurs there. So that was nice. I mean, it was a fun night. The Clippers game, I mean, man, what a slow start to that one. It looked like a football score after the first
I
quarter.
texted you, so I DGen'd on the under, and I ended up making it a full unit, not just $100. And boy, was I feeling
Our guy
smart.
AP's in the chase. He's going to have to jump on here with us soon. You definitely got to jump on with us soon.
Yeah, I'm thinking it should be a Friday, and we should bet plenty of overs. And I've seen you, AP. I saw you cashing out there. You're off to a great start in the NFL on those main slates. So glad to have you with us. But Tyler, can you believe I didn't get that under?
Yeah, that was at least you pushed and you didn't lose.
I know.
If you'd have lost, you would have been in shambles.
Yeah, and what I should have done as well is listen to you as you told me that the New York Knicks were going to just absolutely run roughshod over the Cleveland Cavaliers. That was one that I said, hey, I'm thinking about playing this over if Mitchell plays. We ended up not doing it. And you were right there once again. And Tyler, that's going to be fun because those teams run it back tonight. So we're going to talk about situations where that happens, where teams play two nights in a row. It's in opposite cities. So weird that they do that. Why wouldn't they stay in the same city? Regardless, any more general NBA thoughts before we dive right in? Because we got a monster slate tonight.
No, I think your mic's starting to mess up a little bit there. You were cutting.
Is it?
Well, it just at the end of your sentence, it sounded like you were starting to cut in and out. But I mean, overall thoughts, still not. I still don't want to take too much away from just like the first 3 or 4 games of the team. So no huge overreactions, no huge underreactions on teams.
Yeah, we'll save the overreactions for tomorrow. How is the mic better now?
It sounds like you're like across the room.
Okay, hold on. How about now?
Yeah, you're back to normal now.
Okay, yeah, I gotta always remember which one this one is. You know, I see one other person that needs to come on the show, and that's our guy Wham. Yeah, so we're gonna have plenty of guests coming up. But on these huge slates, Tyler and I will knock this out so the show doesn't end up being 3 hours. Let's start with the Portland Trailblazers, who are taking a little bit of money. I'm assuming that's because of the Jalen Duren news. The Trailblazers are plus 3.5. The total's 216. Tyler, I've heard some people say they don't want to lay money with Detroit yet, right, Wham? Because I was listening to you guys earlier before you guys came on the show. But I'm of the opposite. To me, here it's Detroit or pass. Jalen Duren is questionable. This line moves makes me think that he's not going to play. Regardless, I still think they're a much better team. Portland really lacking some firepower without Anthony Simons in the lineup because now you have 2 players that are really going to be hit and miss, and that's Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson that they're going to be relying on for offense. So I think both those guys are kind of a crapshoot, right? When they get hot, both of them are going to look pretty good, but we're going to be able to expect inconsistent performances from them tonight. Tyler, the only way I'm looking on this game is at Detroit. But like I said, I was listening to Wham in the Spaces a little bit earlier today, and a lot of smart people there think I should be looking at Portland. My numbers actually say to take Portland. I don't want to do that, though. What do you think?
If it was anybody else, I could agree with them, but I think Portland is absolute terrible. Like, just the way they're built right now, it's like they're not going to have the advantage inside, even with Duren out, because Detroit has a plethora of big men they could plug in that spot. It's like Wiseman probably comes in and plays some rotation minutes there. You look at the guards. It's like Scoot has not got off to a good start, and now he's going to match up with his Thompson twin, who plays very good perimeter defense. Cade's a good perimeter defender, too, so they're going to have the advantage at the guard spots, too. So I think Detroit's just the better team with the better coach and going in the better direction. They're the team going up to where Portland's going down. I like Detroit here up to about -5. I'm surprised Portland's taking money. This Astaire Thompson.
It has to be off Jalen Duren, though, because Jalen Duren, I mean, not like an all-star, but he's definitely played like a top, I don't know, like 50 player in the league.
Yeah, he's played very well.
Sounds crazy, but think about it.
Yeah, but just we know that depth chart. We know that they have a bunch of big men behind him that can step right in and play. They might not be as effective as him, but they'll still be good. I like that. I like the Astaire Thompson double and win because he's been a beast on the boards. I don't trust these Portland guards to stop him from scoring. I think he can get to that 10 points. And that double wins plus 350. I'll take a shot on that here in this game.
Tyler, this is one of my biggest edges on totals of the day. My numbers have this game going over. The market agrees as this opened at 214.5. It's sitting at 216 right now. Still have a nice edge to the over here. Do you think that this is wrong? Once again, we talk about it, but our concerns when we bet these overs is that the team that we don't like, the underdog, getting blown out. And I don't know. I like the over here. What do you think?
I lean the over, but I wouldn't play it just because you could see both teams' offenses shut off at any moment. Like Detroit could win this game in a blowout spread and not score 110 points.
Yeah, I don't think the Pistons. The Blazers' defense is very good. Although Robert Williams will be back in the lineup tonight. DeAndre Ayton, what a disappointment there for Portland, Tyler. When we kind of like them in the offseason, thinking that they might exceed expectations, right? The expectations weren't very much. But what was their win total? 27.5. If they were to exceed those expectations, DeAndre Ayton was going to have to play like a number one. I mean, he was going to have to be like 19-8 at least with solid defense, right? We haven't got any of that. So anyways, obviously big disappointment there. Tyler doesn't want me to play the over, but we both like the Pistons -4 regardless of the projections. Let's talk about the next game. The Milwaukee Bucks, Tyler, are -5 in Toronto, taking on the Raptors, total 224. I have some thoughts on the Raptors, Tyler. I have some thoughts on the Raptors. Let's go back a couple of years, right? Do you remember when Scotty Barnes was drafted ahead of Jalen Suggs? We were all throwing everything, right? Because they were going to lose Kyle Lowry. So Jalen Suggs seemed to be, they have this great point guard, right? The great highlights at Gonzaga, those full court passes. Then they draft Scotty Barnes. Everyone can't believe it because, right, Scotty Barnes averaged, 9 points at Florida State? You know, how are you going to draft him over Jalen Suggs, who was running point for one of the best teams in the nation? Scotty Barnes exceeds expectations. Suggs gets off to a slow start. Masai Ujiri looks like a genius. Everyone goes, the Raptors this, the Raptors that. And the idea is if Scotty Barnes continues to improve, boy, he's going to be a top player in the league because he's already exceeding expectations and he's got all this physical potential. But the thing is, he's not continuing to improve. And I would almost say that he's regressed. Since this time, right, you've lost Lowry, you've lost Van Fleet, you've replaced him with Dennis Schrader, who's only ever been successful with the Lakers, right? And he's going to get you great stats tonight. So I'm not saying don't play him in the DFS lineups or draft him in your fantasy league. But I think this Raptors team could be completely overvalued. And it's off the idea that we just, crowned Masai Ujiri when he seemed to nail that Scotty Barnes pick in the face of conventional wisdom. But now, looking back, right, Scotty Barnes might have reached his ceiling his rookie year. A player that I think of, right, I'm wearing my little Kings shirt, Tyreek Evans, right, 25-5 as a rookie. Oh, wow. If he continues to improve, but he never did. That was one of his best seasons. I'm wondering if we're seeing
That's
one of
still
those same
by
things.
far one of the funniest rookie seasons because he posted that stat line where it's like only 4 guys have ever done it. It's like,
but you know what though? We sucked and they were feeding it him so bad.
It's so funny though when you look at the list though, because it's like, who are the 4 guys that did this? And it's like you just
Magic
pick one name on the list at a time. Yeah, it's like LeBron, Magic, MJ.
Yeah.
It's like, who the hell's this 4th guy going to be? It's got to be like Kobe or somebody.
Yeah, it's like
Tyler.
But they totally fed him for it. We wanted him to be Rookie of the Year so bad last year. This is a long-winded way of saying I think Toronto's overvalued. Now, people are going to be pissed because I just spent 5 minutes on this show doing that to come back to. I don't want to get involved in this game. I don't want to take the Raptors at +5. The numbers tell me to take it. I also don't want to take the Bucks on the road here. This Raptors offense is bad, Tyler. I took that team total the other night and I got burned, so maybe that's where all this Raptors vitriol is coming from. The numbers have this right at the total of 224 for me. What are your thoughts?
I think the Bucks win the game. The only problem is they're only 2 wins in Toronto since January of 2021 came by 3 points and 7 points. So you had one cover.
Usually a bad matchup for them.
Yeah, and I looked ahead to see maybe it's a look ahead spot for Milwaukee. They don't play on Thursday. Toronto does play on Thursday. They head to Philly, but that's really not a look ahead spot for them. That's
a look ahead spot for Toronto.
But Toronto
has a big rivalry.
They have no reason to really look ahead from Milwaukee when Milwaukee's a big team in the Eastern Conference too. Like you probably want to beat them too.
I think if you asked them and they could only win one, they would rather beat Philly.
Yeah.
Their old coach, that big rivalry in the playoffs.
Yeah. But they
played in the playoffs.
They already played them once, lost by 7.
Yeah.
The guys were already saying like they could care less to see him down there. So I don't think there's all that much of, and it's in Philly too. So it's not like it's in Toronto. So I don't think there's much of a look ahead spot for Toronto. The Bucks seem like they can't close games after what we've seen against the Heat. I mean, the Heat just came storming back in that game. It was like, oh, they're going to steal this game. Then their offense went cold. The Bucks were able to close that game out. They won by 8. We were sitting on a 6.5 ticket. If I'm betting this game, I'm just taking
that should have not been a sweat for us, huh?
Yeah, that should have been an easy cash. But
and it ended up being a sweat.
Yeah. So they have to blow teams off the floor to cover spreads, even this -5. I lean the Bucks, but if I'm betting it, just give me the Giannis double and win it even money. Just throw the points out.
If I were to bet it, I'd bet the under, but on such a big slate, you want to just move on?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have a X next to this on our treasure map. The Oklahoma City Thunder are -3.5 at home against the Pelicans. Tyler, we got screwed when we bet the Pelicans last game because Brandon Ingram got ruled out, right? But you know how I really think we got screwed? And we're going to talk about this later when the Kings take on the Warriors, was Moses Moody going in that starting lineup. That's what I think really screwed us. That team looks so much better. They look so much younger. If you think about it, it's kind of what it is. So let's say you're giving 4% on your 3 points, right? From Clay to Moody, right? Probably 38 to 34%. Isn't that worth it for the extra athleticism, the defensive versatility, the team-based mindset? Sure. Yeah, I think they got to go with that from now on. I don't know if they'll be able to sell them with that, but that's one of the ways we got screwed. The other way, of course, was Brandon Ingram out of the lineup. Ingram is questionable for tonight, and I don't want to get involved in this game before I know. I'll tell you this much. If Ingram plays, even though the numbers like the Thunder, I think I like the Pelicans. Your thoughts?
I can't bet this team unless they're fully healthy. And another thing that I think we didn't fully factor into that, let's fade the Warriors on the road. They're playing the Pelicans at home. Trey Murphy's still out from the offseason injury. So the moment Brandon Ingram went out, it was like, well, now options 2 and 3 are probably out. Now it's just Zion and CJ out there, and you've seen it. They didn't look all that good. This OKC team's been a thorn in my side to start the season. I tried to bet against them. They won. I tried to bet with them. They got blown out. Tried to bet against them again. They blew the team out. So it's like I can't really get them right. I think this is just a game I approach from just a props perspective. Give me Chet's blocks. I think he could rack them up there. Give me him up to.
You don't think Zion's just gonna punk him?
I mean, it's one of those things like you can. The thing about punking these tall, skinny guys is, yeah, you could punk them. You could back them up to the hoop as far as you want. You better pin that motherfucker under the rim, because if you don't, he's gonna tip the ball with his length. If he could jump up in the air, no matter how far you push him back, he's still gonna block the shot. Like Shaq could put his back to Victor and back him from one end of the court to the other. But if he turns around and Victor can jump straight up in the air, he's going to block the shot. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with a guy like Chet. He's going to get these little cheap blocks too off of, like, say, a Joe Val little hook shot, or like the guards coming in and he comes off the help side. And also like his threes here too at 1.5, because Joe Val and Zion are not two guys he wants to be down there banging with. He's going to hang on the perimeter and shoot some threes here.
He's got a great matchup with Joe Val. I wonder if I'm New Orleans, I don't think I want Joe Val tonight.
Where you go, though?
You go small. You run Zion at the 5.
I like that idea, too. He's still just going to hang out on the perimeter, though. He's not going to want to bang with these bigger guys down low.
Yeah, I know. I just wouldn't give him that offensive advantage. The counter argument, though, is Joe Val could eat offensive rebound-wise. So,
yeah,
something to look at there. But obviously, you start with Valanciunas, but if he's not active on the offensive glass in the first 6 minutes, I'm going away from. I'm running him like Andrew Bogut on that old Warriors team, right? You remember, Tyler, when he used to run 6 minutes in the first, 6 minutes in the third? Buddy. He played 12 minutes a night like clockwork. The first 6 minutes of each half.
We can get a Chet double at plus 750. That seems a little mispriced, right?
I don't know. Like you said, he's going to get bullied down there. And if I am right, Valanciunas is active on the offensive glass. He's going to be getting most of those rebounds too.
Let me look up. I know he got a double once. Let me see what he's done in those other games.
While you look that up, tell me your thoughts. I got this game at 232. I see a total of 227.5. Another one that's gone up, Tyler, 2 points since the opener, and my projections agree with that as I have this game at 232. Any thoughts on getting involved with the total here?
If anything, I'd probably lean under.
But why?
Just because of the Brandon Ingram factor, him being out. Like, it's, again, like we talked about with the Cavs. Like, who's going to score points for the Pelicans outside of Zion and CJ?
That's enough.
It's almost 230. I'd probably stay away from it.
All right. We'll wait for the Ingram news before we get involved with this game. Next up, the Washington Wizards are plus 8.5. They're in Atlanta. They're taking on the Talks. Tyler, so originally you're looking at this game and you go over, right? Because it's the Wizards. They have the worst defense. They're giving up 125 points per game. But I don't think I want to play these super high overs yet, right? And I know we shouldn't be doing this. We should just run the numbers and then go over whenever it tells us to go over. But I think I want to shy away from these 238s. The totals I want to target, to me, are between 225 and 230 at this point. We're not seeing these huge explosions. And I also wonder if there could be a couple outlier games, right? Like, because the Wizards gave up 143. So when I say, like, yeah, they give up 125 points per game, well, let's take that one Pacers game out. Now it's a little more average. So my number's actually like the under here, Tyler, but I don't think I want to do that either because I talked about you use eye test as well. Wizards probably the worst defense in the league. It seems like this will be a game where you would stack on this monster slate. Could be really high scoring. What do you think here? My number's like the Hawks and the under.
You left out the thing I sent you from last night about this game with the injury report. Trae Young with the Achilles injury, but they showed him at the trampoline house jumping around.
Did you send that to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought our guy Robert sent it to me.
So I'm going to lean towards the side that he is fine and he is playing tonight. If he doesn't play, then that's just...
He's playing, and he laughed. He sent a post laughing about it, him being questionable.
So he'll be there. He'll be playing. I lean towards the Hawks to win the game, but 8.5 might be a little bit too many points here. If I'm betting the total, it's the over. I know you said it like eye test. It says they look like they push the pace, but it's going to be two guards on each side just pushing. Trae Young and these guys running the pick and roll with DeJounte Murray also. You have Jordan Poole and Kuzma and them guys on the other side. This got like a 256 written all over it at the end of the game. So if I'm betting the total, it's got to be over. And I lean that the Hawks win the game. I'd probably approach it through like a Trae Young double and win. What can we get on that? Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to approach it.
Nothing listed for him right now with him having that Q tag.
If he sits, that would be so wild.
Yeah, I don't.
Daniel Gafford also questionable for the game. Oh, Landry Shamet's in for Boston. Whoop-de-doo. All right, let's keep it moving, Tyler. We got a big slate today. The Cleveland Cavaliers fell at home to the New York Knicks, Tyler, in a game that we debated on the show yesterday. I like the Cavs if Mitchell played. You told me the Knicks were the spot. Mitchell ended up being in, but I said, you know what? I'm going to listen to Tyler. He's been right more often than not when we've had debates so far this season. So, right, you got to show some wisdom here with my old age, not being stubborn. So I stayed off that game altogether. Another thing I liked, Tyler, was the over, and that game went under. So I'm totally glad I stayed off the game because my reads were wrong. All this is setting up to say, why would I break this down when you seem to have these two teams dialed in a lot more than I do? Currently, Cleveland Cavaliers +6, totals 209.5. On my projections, I have this final score 112 to 107. So right around the spread there for the Knicks. Telling me to go over, but watching that game last night, it seems like the under is the play again.
Yeah. Just play the Knicks again. Don't mess with the total. Don't try and get cute.
You think they win by more than 5?
Yes. I mean, it's literally the same exact spot as yesterday.
But what about our zigzag stuff?
What are we zigzagging here when half the roster's out and they still can't score?
All right.
Like these guys aren't just going to magically be able to score the basketball the way Garland and these guys do. There's nobody magically showing up to help that defensive anchor in the middle.
You don't think Donovan Mitchell in the Garden?
No, that whole narrative, I've tried betting that it doesn't work.
Okay.
Like he might have a nice game, but he's not winning this game by himself, I don't think. Just give me the Julius Randle double again and win +150, 60. Double in every game this year. He double yesterday. He's going to be on the boards again today. What's his triple-double at? Are they mispricing him again? He's 31 to 1, but I'd probably stay away from it today.
Tyler says, if Ty Jerome's out, I'm not backing the Cavaliers. Tyler wisely using that injury report to find his place. So Kyler says, take the Knicks one more time. The Indiana Pacers are +11.5 there. In Boston, they're taking on the Celtics. Totals 234.5. At first glance, this seems high, but it's because Tyrese Halliburton's on this injury report. Tyler, I want to take the points here. Projections are going to tell you take the points. Although it's not that close, I have the Celtics by 10. What do we do here? Just if Halliburton plays, can I take the points?
I say just leave this game alone.
Okay, let's move on.
I just think I think Boston's going to be one of those teams where it's going to be very, very hard to get in front of them and try and take points because they're just going to pound teams. And you seen it against Washington a few nights ago. It's like, maybe the points is going to be the side.
Yeah, do you remember that? And I said projections said take the Wizards, but we're not going to.
And you blinked, and they were up by 20, and it was like, oh, now we got to pray to God that they take their foot off their neck before the end of the game. They almost did and got the backdoor cover, but I don't.
Did they? I stopped paying attention. They were up by it was like 90 to 59 at one point or something.
The game by like 13 or 14, so they got close. Wow. So, but I don't want to be playing that game of we got to wait for this team to finally stop playing to try and cover. So, I also don't want to get caught. I also don't want to get caught in the whole thing of Halliburton might play. Let's just bet the number now. He sits. We're screwed. I just think it's a Boston smash spot. They win the game.
It's so funny on a huge slate. We don't have a lot of spots that we love so far.
Like just looking at these performance doubles, like Jaylen Brown 3+ threes and win +150. Tatum 4+ threes and win +170. Porzingis double and win +190. Like I just approach the game. I'd find one of those, a guy you think's going to go off in this game and target it through that way.
If Halliburton sits, can I play the under, or the Pacers defense so bad is that just out?
I think it's, you just stay out. Boston could hang 130 here.
I mean, and for those who watched us for a while, right, and hung out with us for a while, Did the chat turn off again? Because it just stopped talking.
It had to have. Let me go look on my phone.
That's crazy. We don't play a lot of double-digit spreads, though, right? So I'm not like super surprised that we're not going to have a lot of action on this game. The Brooklyn Nets are plus 6.5. They're in Miami. They're taking on the Heat. Total is 224. All right, guys, chat it up. Let's see. Brooklyn Nets plus 6.5. Totals 224. Hit that like button. Let's look at this game. Claxton still out. Spencer Dinwiddie out. Cam Johnson, who had been so much fun, especially. I'm thinking of Cam Thomas. Cam Johnson's out. Cam Thomas is the one going off from the daily fantasy perspective. I see Dennis Smith Jr. questionable. Bam Adebayo probable. This is so ridiculous. Again with the Heat. Jimmy Butler probable. Haywood Highsmith probable. Kevin Love questionable. Caleb Martin out. Oh, but Josh Richardson and Duncan Robinson are going to play. Whoop-de-doo. All right, Tyler. Nets have been struggling this season, but your favorite guy, Ben Simmons, he's making a comeback. Is he going to be able to lead the Nets tonight to cover 6.5 total, 224?
They're going to win this game.
How?
Miami sucks. We're not going to sit here and act like, oh, well, they played in the championship last year. They're good. They lost half their roster in the offseason, and they're still playing with 3 guys that haven't shown anything. So I just don't see it. Brooklyn matches up very well. It's like, oh, well, Bam has the advantage down low. Yeah, do we see Bam taking over a game and scoring 30 here? No. Tyler Hero is going to be in hell with Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons and these guys chasing him around. Jimmy Butler probably gets the other one, which isn't a good matchup. Brooklyn's the deeper team, in my opinion. I like Brooklyn here, plus the points. Miami never blows anyone out. And if Miami's offense goes cold, Brooklyn can 100% win this game.
I'm sold. Great points. Great points, Tyler. I love it. I knew we were going to find something here. You made a couple other points and a couple other plays you like. But, Tyler, of all the games we've discussed so far, I think you made your best case here for taking the Nets plus 6.5. Totals 224. I have the game at 221. This moved up a little. You just stay away from this total altogether. Take the points and call it a day.
Yeah, if it was anything, it'd be under. It'd be Brooklyn's defense slowing down the Heat and the Heat's offense just kind of going stagnant.
Yeah.
And it just being
we have a slight edge there. I have it at 221. It's 224.
Like couldn't you see both teams getting in the low hundreds and like keeping this like in like the teens, like a 212, 213, somewhere in there?
Yeah. A couple trends go either way, right? Total's gone over in 4 of Brooklyn's last 5 road games, but total's gone under in Miami's last 5 home games.
I love Tyler Hero over 2.5 turnovers too here at plus money. Plus 130 for him to have 3 turnovers. Against this defensive team, like he could easily just get some balls tipped in the passing lanes by Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons. Could easily just get it stripped off of him. Like it could easily happen here. So,
all right, yeah, Clyde, the chat's working. Let's see you bring some heat today, buddy. All right, you're known for all your funny comments on Twitter. Let's see you bring it. Charlotte Hornets are plus 2.5. They're in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tyler, Houston has yet to win a game this year. We are not high on the Hornets, but hey, maybe we're wrong. I've been a little bit too high on the Rockets, right? I thought Ime Udoka, Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks make that team at least average. They have yet to win a game. Charlotte 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 against Houston, but Houston 16-2 in its last 18 at home against Charlotte. Tyler, you know I'm high on the Rockets, a lot higher than you are. You know I'm Team Şengün since the start, since the draft in which he came out in. Can I bet the Rockets tonight?
If you are, you're on your own. I ain't betting this game.
Why not?
Because this is another game where it's we think team A sucks and team B became good, but in reality both teams A and teams B both probably suck. So why even try and pick a winner? I can't sit here and stress myself out and take Houston and just watch them not play defense and not be able to score. The only bet I got for this game is Mark Williams double-double at plus 190 now. It was plus 165 when we took it last night. it's a perfect matchup. Sengun's not a center that's just going to gobble up rebounds. He could easily get in there. He had his double-double in his one game, and then his minutes were cut in the other two games. But you look at the matchups. They were bad matches for centers. One was Brooklyn. The other game, they were blown out. So he's going to get his minutes here. He could easily double-double, and it's a great matchup for centers. So at the plus money, give me Mark Williams double-double.
All right. You like Mark Williams double-double. You're telling me if I play the Rockets, I'm on my
He got a double-double last year against his team in 21 minutes. And Houston's front court hasn't changed all that much. Like, it's more of their backcourt that they added pieces to.
Yeah, great point. Great point. So you're not worried about Jock Landale coming back from injury to thwart that double-double?
No.
All right. The Denver Nuggets are -2. They're in Minnesota. They're taking on the Timberwolves. Tyler, the total is 220. I mean, why would you not take the Nuggets just until they lose?
Yeah, it's just Nuggets. Nuggets are past here. They should do their thing. They should win. Where's the Jokic triple-double and win? Is it even listed anymore? They get rid of these. Is it game
double-double or triple-double?
Both. It's game 4 of the season. They're not even listed anymore. What do we got? Him 15 rebounds and win. Him 12 plus assists and win. So you got to go build it on your own. Since they don't want to offer us the triple-double and win. But, yeah, love his triple-double. Just bet that because we all know that number is going to become like -110 at some point. So why not just keep betting it while it's still the plus numbers? I think he was plus 220 last night. Let's see what he is as of right now. Plus 220. So, yeah, still love him there. And if you build out the same game parlay of him to get the triple-double and win, get your rate around like 4-1.
All right. So is this an official play for the -2?
Yeah, I like Denver here.
I don't want to touch the total. My projections were pretty close to the original number, but the market completely disagrees, right? So I had this game at 225. It opened at 223.5. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. I'm within a point and a half. I'm happy with my predictions there. I don't want to hear it, Clyde. But this has dropped 3 points, 3.5 points. Tyler, what do you think the market's seen here? The only thing I can think of is just trends because Denver's gone under in their last 5 games and Minnesota's gone under in their 5 of their last 6 games at home. So do you think that like I'm just not properly accounting for these trends?
That I'm not sure. I'd have to look back and see exactly where the playoff numbers fell on these totals. That could be where everyone's looking.
Wouldn't you say that's not even like a close?
But just all the casual guys going back looking at the matchups, they see the playoff matchups. Say if they all went under, they're just going to automatically run to bet the under.
Yeah, I mean, I would be careful doing that.
I agree. I don't think that's a great way to approach it, but I could see people doing that.
I would just think the fact that Denver's gone under pretty much all season is one of the reasons this is getting bet.
Yeah, that could be another reason. So I think
Minnesota's home games so far have gone under.
I think there's the combination of reasons here of why this number's moving. But I'm just taking Denver. I'm not overthinking the total too much.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're not going to bet the total, but I think we should overthink this total, Tyler, because this is what's really fun to me as the season goes on is how to reconcile when the market moves against your projections. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, right? Pretty sharp dude when it comes to NBA, but this is a sharp market as well. We have to take the market's opinion as a whole into consideration when we're kind of auditing what we're doing because, I mean, that's really where Tyler is just invaluable to my process is having someone to audit these numbers. So I have Tyler's eyes, but I also have the market's eyes auditing. So they're telling me that 225 is wrong in the Nuggets. T-Wolves, we'll continue to look at it and just find out why I'm so far off the number there. If I was so far up and we love the play, then I would be fine with it. But when we're so far off, but we like the opposite, we definitely need to look into that. The Chicago Bulls are +4. They're in Dallas. They're taking on the Mavericks. Totals 221.5. I don't think Kyrie Irving's going to play. Does that even matter? Zach LaVine, Tyler, with one of those selfish stat lines. What do you have? 51.0 assists. You got to love that for team chemistry in Chicago. He's probable. I expect him to play. I don't think Kyrie will be in there. Nobody else on this injury report. Tyler, the Bulls have been absolutely terrible. We've been down on this team for a while, and this seems to be the year where everything we've talked about is finally coming to fruition. But the Bulls seem to have been taking a little money, Tyler. The market thought that +5 was too high. It's now +4. We have this right on the total. Where's the total moved on this one? But the total's moved down.
That line moved with the Kyrie news because he was questionable and then he became doubtful.
Okay, so that's not even a market move. That's a news move. All right, so we won't even take that into consideration. So now we see why I project this one to go over and the market moved against me. Your thoughts here, Tyler? I don't think Kyrie matters that much.
No, I don't think he really matters. I'm going to bet Luka triple-double again. It's +2. He's got the same price, +220. So why not just go right back to the well there? I don't hate doing the parlay of both of them again that we hit the other day because these two are always going to have stat lines where they flirt with triple-doubles. It's just hitting them on the same night is going to be the thing. So I'm just going to keep betting those guys until those numbers are down to like the almost like even money numbers. I think Dallas wins the game. Again, spread. They took them away. You have Luka 10+ assists, Luka 12+ rebounds, and no Luka triple-double and win. So we got to pre-build that one also. Comes right out at about like 4-1. Same thing with the Jokic one. And I think Dallas does win this game. But Chicago's another team. I want to avoid them as much as possible as I do the Thunder right now because I can't get them right. We bet them, they stink. We bet against them, they show up and win the game somehow. I don't think they win this game against Dallas, but it's only Luka. I could see him just posting a ridiculous stat line, Chicago hanging around and stealing it late. So I'm just betting the Luka props here.
Tyler, Chicago 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 against Dallas. Still, to me, it's Mavericks or pass, but I think we'll probably just pass on this game. The Memphis Grizzlies +2.5. Total's 225.5. They're in Utah. They're taking on the Jazz. Tyler, I like the over here. I don't have thoughts on the side. What do you think?
Give me the Jazz. Just give me the home team. I think Memphis.
Hey, break it down real quick. I'll be right back.
I just think Memphis is one of the worst teams in the league right now with the way they're built. Jaren Jackson's going to have no advantage on the inside versus these bigs for Utah, like Collins, Walker Kessler, Markkanen. Like he's got to pick his poison on which one of these guys is going to eat him up on the boards. Markkanen's going to score the points. The guards for Utah could also score the ball. So I just think it's a spot where Utah beats them up on their home floor, takes care of easy business, and Memphis goes, I think they're 0-3. They'll be 0-4 after this game. And everyone's still just going to be asking where Ja is. I have nothing for the total at 225 because I don't trust Memphis to score points. So it's just the Jazz and these performance doubles I like. The Markkanen 25+ points and win is +180, like that. You could do, is there a John Collins double-double and win in here? I don't see that, but his double-double has been right around like 3-1 to start the season. So don't hate betting that. Let's see what we got on that today. +185. So that's still a good price on him. And if you wanted to target, say, like a Jordan Clarkson, I would target him through his threes because we all know that guy could turn into a flamethrower from 3.
All right.
Oh, she is back.
Yeah, I know. I'm here. So the cool thing about these Bluetooth, though, is I can, what's it called? I can still listen to you while I get up. I am back. I'm talking, and I heard your whole breakdown, Utah or pass. So, Tyler, you know what I really took away from that is that you just don't believe in Memphis now that they've lost Dillon Brooks.
Well, it's Dillon Brooks, it's Steven Adams, Brandon Clark, it's John Morant, it's Tyus Jones.
No, Dillon Brooks is the only one that matters. Dude, why do my projections love Memphis so much?
I don't know.
Isn't it so annoying, dude? It tells us to take Memphis every single night. It also tells us to take the over here. The 11 of Memphis's last 12 trips to Utah have gone over. I want the over in this game, Tyler. Will you join me?
I don't want to bet the total just because I don't trust Memphis to score points.
Whatever. Dude, you're not joining me on anything. I'm joining you with the Utah side. All right, do you see how Tyler is? Doesn't have any faith in me. Boy, I go on one cold streak to start one season. I'm still crushing NFL. The kid won't believe in me. The Sacramento Kings, Tyler, were plus 7.5. Superstar subtraction, 227 is the total. Your thoughts?
I probably just avoid this game as a whole. Like this,
bro, can we take the under?
What is it lined as? Is it in like the 2-4? It's 227.5. I say no.
Why not? So our offense is going to slow down, and we got better defensively.
Yeah, but that seems like a very low total for this matchup, and it seems like they can just get.
Pace is going to be so bad with Davion out there.
I mean, we could try. I'll lock arms with you on this total, but
I'm not actually. I don't even like it. If we were to only play one, I actually like that Jazz over a little more.
Yeah,
because you're right. It is scary.
Of who the two teams are and where the total sits, I couldn't click the under button.
All right, it's under or pass for me. If you're going to argue the superstar subtraction for the Kings, it's plus 7.5. So what were the Kings? Minus 2.5 in the last game.
I think it closed at like -1. They were like a pick 'em.
Okay, so let's say it closed at -1. We go 2 points for home. That gives us +1. 2 more points for home. That gets us +3. So De'Aaron Fox worth 4.5 points to the spread. Hate to say it, Tyler. That sounds about right, don't you?
Yeah.
I think Sabonis props would be a nice way to look in this one, Tyler.
Yeah,
you got to think he's got to be so much more involved on the offensive end, right? I think that's another reason I like the under.
Yeah, you could definitely go that route. I mean, maybe his PRA just play his assists. Like he's probably going to have to play a lot of that point guard role. The only problem is his assists are 7.5, and I think that's a pretty high number for him.
It's just the whole idea is if everything runs out of the high post, he's going to fly over that. That's like a boomer bust prop, right? That's going to be either one of those ones where you're going to put the tweet out, boom, cashed in the first half, no sweat prop, right? Or he's going to be stuck on 5 with like 4 minutes to go in the game, and you're going to be cursing it.
I'd rather just take the stab at he gets a triple-double at 4-1.
Or just a PRA where he just know that he fills up the stat sheet and we don't have to worry about where.
Yeah.
Right. I was listening to Wham's Spaces before we came on, and one of the reasons why you guys like props more than me, and a guy had the Westbrook rebounds, and they kept giving him steals instead of rebounds or something. He missed it. I actually don't remember it, but something like that. You know what else I noticed? Listen to not only the spaces that those guys do, but just reading content. And of course, I could love consuming NBA content and betting content. Tyler, are we the only ones left that actually do sides and totals?
I think so.
Everything is a prop nowadays. So this led me to a question, okay? How much can you get down on DK on these props?
I mean, I think it all depends on how well
just pull up one that we've talked about right now. Give me a prop. Let's go. We're going to pull up the same one. Let's do Sabonis. All right. Let's just do Sabonis points over 19.5. All right.
I don't think DK works the same way your offshore does. Because your offshore, you're about to type a number into the bet slip and it's going to tell you it's maxed out.
Yeah.
To where, no, that's not how DK works. I got to click the button and they either take my money or they tell me no. So we're not playing this exercise. Because I'm not getting like $1,000 down on some Sabonis prop.
My point is, last year when I was doing props, they were maxing me out at $100 or $200 offshore.
Yeah, like
which is just that's why I
could easily do that if I click that button, but I'm not clicking that button and finding out that I can't cash out a $500 bet on Sabonis's rebound.
No, I understand. On Bet Online, a lot and Bookmaker, it'll tell you your max.
Yeah,
right when you pull it up. That. Yeah, so like for example, it's pretty funny for NBA on Bookmaker. I can bet $30,000 on a side, $5,000 on a total, which lets you know, right? Maybe we should be targeting this totals market a little more. Obviously, they're not as secure with their ability to project totals as they are to their ability to project sides. The NFL, not the same ratio. Do you see what I'm saying? That's 6 times the amount. The NFL is only twice.
No, I agree. I also think it's a lot harder to project totals in the NBA because there's just so many different things that could factor into that total going a different way.
It was just a point to me. They're basically saying like we don't feel as confident as this. Maybe you should be focusing a little bit more time on there.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. So, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that because so many of these shows
made a trade.
What?
You guys just made a trade.
Who's me, guys?
The Kings.
Oh crap! What did we do?
For this Philippe Petrusev from the Clippers on this injury report with a Q tag.
Yeah.
He was traded to the Kings with cash. And I guess it was just for nothing. Just probably to open the roster spot for them guys incoming.
This is weird, though, because they sent 4 out. Was he one of the ones that went out or one of the ones that went in?
Woj says the Clippers are trading Philippe Petrusev and cash to the Kings. Petrusev arrived from Philly in the James Harden deal, and the Kings will get a chance to evaluate the 23-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, per rotation. He says sometimes bookmaker gives you the answer by how the odds move and how they restrict you on stuff. Yeah. Same with Bovada, right? Like you can crush their props for like a week or two and then you get $20 down. All right, let's keep it moving, Tyler. I'm sorry we went on that big one. At least we were mostly through the slate there at my little spot.
Yeah, I mean, we got one more game left.
Dude, we're good at this.
I think it's one of the easiest ones on the board.
Okay, break it down then. Clippers plus 4.5 against the most evil team, the team that just embodies.
Who's going to play? Look at this injury report.
I know, bro. Do you want to go off? Because I could go off.
Why are they minus 4.5? I think it should be like 7.
Bro. The NBA is so sick of the Clippers beating the Lakers. They did this to them.
Yeah.
This is why, Jonathan Nelson, I hope you're still in the chat. I hope you're still listening. This is why the rest of us, we all know what's going on. You guys couldn't beat the Clippers on your own. So they said, you know what we'll do? We'll put them on the second night of a back-to-back so the Lakers can actually win against the Clippers for once because everybody will sit. You guys get so hooked up in every single facet of existence. It's disgusting. But yeah, Tyler, I got to agree with you. I mean, and the Clippers are just, and we're losing viewers. I'm sorry. Lakers are so great. What was I going to say about this one, the final one about this game? Oh, these new rules. Like, they just don't care.
They don't mean nothing.
I mean, we're 1 week in. We had Embiid threaten to sit out the home opener. Guys are missing left and right. Now, to be fair, I think Beal and Booker really are injured. I mean, did you see those videos of Beal?
Yeah, those guys are actually hurt.
Bro, can you imagine giving him $55 million?
Yeah, those guys are actually hurt.
Yeah.
How do you
feel? Here we go again with my conspiracy theories. JFK, you probably think JFK was killed by that one guy, right? Just one guy, right? Right, Jonathan Nelson? Unbelievable.
How do we feel about
the Harvey Oswald over here
tomorrow?
Go ahead. What was the question? I'm sorry.
How do we feel about the in-season tournament that starts tomorrow?
I don't have anything negative to say about it. It can't be any worse.
I feel like they should have made it like how it's like, oh, well, everyone gets like $1 million at the end or whatever. It's like what they should have did was whoever wins, you get a free ticket as a playoff spot. Like you're locked at this spot. Like they're locked. You can't lock them too high. Like lock them as the 6th seed in either conference. You know what I mean? Like you're locked in at this spot. You are in regardless of what happens the rest of the year.
Can't argue.
Or I think they should have did that or went the baseball route of how they have the All-Star game mean the home field advantage. Because then teams like Milwaukee and Boston can't just take this for granted. Like, in the end, they probably want to win this and get the home court in the finals, right?
Yeah.
I think that there was different ways to make this more competitive instead of just handing the guys money.
Okay, but here's the deal. There's no way it makes things worse.
No, it doesn't.
What I'm saying? It's like a risk-free bet. You know, like when you got those parlay you got on FanDuel yesterday. Can't really lose.
Yeah.
It can't make anything less competitive.
Yeah, that's true. I think they could have made it to where it's like, all right, this actually like means something big for the season. Like say like a team like for instance, Indiana was just red hot to start the season. And they're like, are we sure we're going to fight into the playoffs? Like, are we sure we can get one of these top 6 seeds? They luck in, they play through the tournament, they win the tournament, and now it's like,
but what if they
we
just
can hit those rough
suck
spots now and kind of work out our kinks?
But what if they just absolutely suck? Let's just say they catch fire.
That's the I know.
And then everybody's angling for number 3. Everybody's angling for number 3 because they want to play this terrible 6 seed.
That's one of the things, yeah. Well, or you get them a guaranteed playing spot, maybe. Maybe that would be easier.
All right. Well, as much as we've tried to fix the NBA here on the NBA Rundown, Adam Silver has yet to listen to our suggestions. To be fair, the players don't really listen to Adam Silver, so how much can he really do?
Either.
You wouldn't?
No, I mean, look at the guy. He's a pushover.
Tyler coming with the heat today. All right. Best bets time, Tyler. What's your favorite bet for the day?
Pretty big slate. Let me get off the in-season tournament odds real quick.
My best bet is Clyde's a jabroni. I see you in the chat right now.
I'm going to give out 2. We're going to take – I'll give out a prop and a side, and I'll give out a parlay for people because I know they love that.
All right.
Give me Detroit minus 3.5. Give me Mark Williams double-double. And then if it's not broke, don't fix it spread. The Jokic triple-double, Luka triple-double parlay.
All right. Absolutely love it. We'll be doing that tonight. Let's see how much I get limited on Bet Online when we try and hit that one again. What's my favorite bet here, Tyler? Here's what I'm considering. Grizzlies Jazz over. Nuggets -2. Nets plus 6.5. Knicks Cavaliers under. Out of all those, which is your favorite?
Read them again. I was doing something.
Jason, I'm sorry. Our start times are going to be bounced around. He says, what time do you guys start? Used to the 4 p.m. time. Yeah, we started an hour earlier today because I have some stuff I'm going to knock out this afternoon. So sorry about that, Jason. Good thing.
I'll try and get some tweets out earlier in the day so times are known better when we do move.
Yeah, that's my bad. We just kind of changed that last night when my buddy said he wants to come over around 1 o'clock. So, all right. Here's my choices. I like the Grizzly Jazz over. I don't think you like that. The Nuggets -2, Nets plus 6.5, or the under on the Knicks and the Cavaliers.
I mean, the Nets is definitely going to be an official play. Definitely tell that to the people.
Okay, that's it. Nets plus 6.5, my best bet for the day. Tyler, talk to me about the NBA as a whole and go ahead and sign us off.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get it right in this season. We've had a little rough spot to start. We've hit some nice tickets, though, to make up for that and pad those little bit of losses on the treasure map.
Yeah.
That treasure map crushed last year. Just let it work its kinks out. We started off slow this year. We didn't start off slow last year, but you hit that rough spot every year. We did it last year, too. It was just in the middle. This time it's at the beginning. We'll be fine. So just ride with us, and we'll find those winners for you very soon.